Bobby Moore and Sir Jeff Hurst, the Trevor Brooking and Billy Bonds, Paolo Di Canio, West Ham United. We celebrate our victories, we stick together in defeat. Proud of our history, West Ham United, more than just a podcast, more than just a podcast.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is more than just a podcast. It is season 13. It is episode 30, I believe. And back, as last week, it's Johnny Boy. Where are you? What are you doing?
At home, talking to you, doing a podcast.
Canning Town Len. Thank you for my picture. It arrived today.
You're
Where are you?
welcome.
What are you doing?
I'm in front of the easel, murdering a fucking painting, if you really must know. Not going good, this one.
The painting arrived at work today, and people going, "Oh, that guy's quite good. He could be a painter." And I went, "Yeah, I think he identifies."
Good job I can, isn't it?
I said, "I think he identifies as a painter, actually."
Yeah.
I'll see if I can get your commission from it. And people go, "Oh,
No, you're right. I can't do commissions at the minute. I'm looking after your mother, so.
oh, right, okay." No Nigel tonight. He was going to join us and cough his way through it. He's off sick from work at the moment. I think he's got a chest infection. But he said, "There's me coughing now." He said he's not up for it. I've got the
Coming out
100
of sympathy.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
100
know.
cough.
It's getting boring now, sure.
I know. Well, so is it to me.
Cough.
And I've got to go up north tomorrow. I've
up north.
I've got to go to Chester on business, and then
Kind of west,
Nottingham.
really.
And yeah, isn't that where the football players live? Chester, the Liverpool football players.
It's right on the Welsh border, isn't it?
Yeah.
In fact, some of Chester's in Wales, I think.
And there's a train strike tomorrow, so I'm travelling to Chester at like 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, staying in Chester overnight, and then going to Nottingham and back again, ready for Thursday for the game. You two boys going to the game?
I might, you know.
Oh,
I
you
might.
don't do evening games, do you, Johnny?
No.
You going to do this one?
7:30 though,
No.
kick-off, isn't it?
Oh, is it 7:30? I'm in
Yeah,
London
is it
anyway.
tough for you, Sean?
No, I'm in London anyway, so
We'll get there early. We'll
Well,
have
the
a couple of
train's going to be
beers.
all right. The trains are
trains are going to be all right, yeah.
they? I thought the trains were going on
Get there
strike.
early, Sean. We'll have a couple of beers then.
Yeah. Oh,
Make
no.
sure you do. I
Hang
know
on,
this
hang on.
stuck in the Tesla in traffic.
Hang on, one, you've got to remember my diet, and number two, it's dry January. What is Thursday? Is it the 1st?
It's February.
Oh, yeah, I could have a beer
I think
with
it's the 2nd or the 3rd.
you. Low-cal beer. But I think...
Just have a fucking beer with me.
Okay,
Fuck's
I'll
sake.
have a beer with you.
I ain't been in the football for ages.
I'll have a beer with you.
I think I
Right.
had shorts on last time I went.
Here
Wow.
come, mate. Here's see at the other bar.
No football tonight, right? So thank God for that. It won't be. We haven't missed a game. We haven't watched it. And I didn't remember what their names were. And everything
Yeah,
else. We
it's
got a
just
bit of
standard fare. I don't know why people were
I
surprised.
know, right? Anyway,
Yeah.
so
If they want a
Bit of a
professional
shit
podcast,
podcast.
yeah.
If you want a professional podcast, this ain't it.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a reason why some people charge a $5. We'd never fucking go to sleep if we did it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to rest easy.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, we are going to do a question time. I'm going to just write it now and saying question time tonight.
Alright.
Ask stuff in capitals. I'm going to shout, right?
No, don't shout. It's rude.
I know, but my Mac's
You do
playing
it
up.
deliberately, and people
I'm
know
buying
you
a
do
new
it
Mac
deliberately.
next. Anyway, so let's start some news. Transfer news. Dun, dun. We should have a jingle. Transfer news. So let's start with Calvin Phillips because it's the first time we've recorded since Calvin Phillips signed.
Boing.
Has he signed?
He's signed. He's out now. He's a lone player. You'd see from the video, you'd think he was Neymar and he was signing permanently. And last week when we spoke, there was an option. There wasn't an option. There was an option. There wasn't an option. There was.
What's
an
the
option,
answer, Sean?
There wasn't an option,
There's no option.
which is what I was told to begin with. And then there was an option. But look, what I was told was we can't afford his wages permanently on the contract he's on. So we don't care if there's an option or not because we can't afford him.
He might want to come. I know. He might want to drop his wage. No.
Well,
But then
could
again,
do.
if it works
You know
out, he's
what?
going
But
to.
then let's leave it into the open market in summer and then see how he
Yeah.
fares, etc.
Yeah. We jump in the gun. It might be.
Yeah.
Might not be able to play anymore.
So the other mistruth or exaggeration is how much it will cost, and some people heard this 7 million fee and said, it's 7 million plus his wages, right? And his base wage is around about 135 to 40 grand a week. And some people were counting to the end of May when we stopped playing. Of course, any loan deal is the end of June. It doesn't matter if he's playing or not. Loan deals go to the end of the financial year, June. And the truth is, we are paying his full wages, which I think is about 140 a week. And then we pay his add-ons as well. So if you take, there's 22 weeks left, you take the 140, times it by 22, you'll get to about 3 million. So that's the first 3 million. We will have to pay that no matter what. If he gets injured first day, we will have to pay.
Which he could do, couldn't he?
He could, yeah, he could.
He hasn't played football
But we've
since
limited it. So then the next million that he gets are all bonuses, appearance bonuses, win bonuses, performance bonuses of where we finish in the league. Now, these are these normal ones with Man City, and we're honouring them, so we can earn another million in performance-related fees. Yeah? So that takes it to 4 million. Now, Man City, I understand, they've taken quite a modest fee of around £1 million, but they've got some performance-related bonuses. If he plays every game, we win. We, let's say, qualify for Europe, finish top 7, etc. They will get about another £1 million in performance-related fees, right? So we do well.
How does that work? We're already sat here 6th. How does that work?
You know, by the end of the season, if we stay 6th by the end of the season, yeah. So it's performance saying if Calvin helps us finish in the top 6, then they will get more money. And there's even a bigger bonus, and this is why people say, 7 million, which was the first figure. To get 7 million, to get that extra million, we've got to get Champions League. And we've got to finish top 4. So, or win the Europa League. So if we get it, yeah. All right. So the total figure.
Can he play in the Europa League?
Sorry?
Can he play in the Europa League?
Yes, he can. Yeah.
He ain't played at all.
Well, he has played in the Champions League. But the rules are, it's different competitions. They changed the rules, so he can play in Europa League. Look, I think we're paying somewhere between 4 and 6 million now over the 22 weeks. That, if you work that out, even at 6 million, it's not. Some people are saying 500 grand a week. It's not. If you divide the 6 million, the upper figure, by 22, you get about 370, 380 grand a week. It's a lot of money, don't get me wrong. And let's just hope he can hit the ground running and he can't get injured. But if he gets injured, you know, we're paid closer to the 3 million plus £1 million. But
so we can't, if he's injured, we can't send him back.
No, we can't send him back. No, we have to pay his base wages.
Well, then if he's injured, he'll be close to his 3 million because he won't get any bonus-related, performance-related bonuses, will he?
Yeah. So that's Calvin Phillips. Good luck to him. He seems to want to play for us. He mentioned that he was due to come to us before City came in for him.
How does that work then?
Well, he knew that David Moyes wanted him, and we were prepared to pay money for him from Leeds, but City came in and obviously went for City because it was more money, you know. But he's admitted that now. Of course, now he's signed for West Ham on loan. He went, I nearly came to you. I finally got here.
Yeah, you don't have to sweetheart us, mate.
Yeah.
We're from East London. We're fucking constantly lied to. You're all right.
A lot of people have tied this into Paquetá and said, I can see the writing on the wall. You know, when the summer comes, Paquetá will be off in part exchange for Calvin Phillips. The only problem with that is I've been told that the FA investigation is going so slow. Not only won't it be finished this transfer window, but it's unlikely to be finished by the end of the summer and could still be running next January. It took 18 months. Do you remember? Is it called Zanet? What was his name? The Granite, the Arsenal guy who was accused the same way of yellow card.
Was it
betting
Granit
scheme.
Xhaka?
Yeah, that's him. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He was accused of a yellow card against Leeds. It took 18 months for him to be found innocent. And what I'm told is, look, FA are very, very slow on this. They took ages to even ask for his phone records. They asked for his phone records in October. They've interviewed him once. This is not going to be... So, look, I think that's in our favour. But if you take the first incident, which I think goes back to Aston Villa, 1-1 in Aston Villa, last season, 18 months takes you to mid-September this year, which is after the transfer window closed. If you take the Bournemouth game, the last one with the betting suspicious pattern, which was the opener at this season, that takes you to January. So... I don't think this one's ended. The FA don't hurry these investigations. It's got to go to the National Crime Unit and FIFA and all other things. So I think it works in our favour. I don't think I don't think City will take the risk. Moving on to what... I mean,
well, they might not even be in the league themselves, eh?
Well, yeah, that won't happen this time. I don't think anytime soon. Or this season anyway, John. I think they could get relegated if they're found guilty. But like I said on Talk TV, it's a different situation with City than it is, and Chelsea, than it is with Everton or Nottingham Forest.
Yeah,
Everton,
well, it's 115 different type of
just
things.
Humour me for a minute. Everton overspent. They omitted it for 2 different periods. They are now claiming double jeopardy. You can't be fined twice. Well, yes, you can. You agreed to the rules. They lied by saying some of that money was spent on the stadium where it was.
They did something with the VAT or something. Did they try to do something?
They tried to be dishonest and then they omitted it, but they did omit the charge in the end. Notts Forest, slightly different argument. Nottingham Forest, I know they get upset if you're listening, a Nottingham Forest fan. Only 2 years, because they've only been promoted for 2 years, so it's 61 million losses. What they did was, technically, they breached it by about 15 days. In other words, their end of year is the end of, or the end of the reporting period is the end of June for financial fair play, and they sold a player to balance the books in August.
Yeah, for more money than they would have done earlier on.
And they would have balanced the books, and they're going, well, it's a technical one, but, if you ignore those 20 days, we got more money by selling him 20 days later. Now, the rules are the rules, right? They omitted the charge as well. The rules are the rules. The Premier League is owned by the 20 clubs. It's not this mystery.
Yeah, but some of the City charges are related to the,
so let's
to
move
the
on
fact.
to City charges.
But some of them are related to the fact that they've basically overpaid things by themselves for their sponsorships and things like that.
Yeah, so City,
well, they've inflated
alleged charges are more grey. They're not black and white. They haven't admitted it. They've denied it. What they've said is they overstated their revenue by basically paying over the odds. By the way, there's no rules about paying over the odds, fair value, in the Premier League, but there is rules against third-party transactions. So what they've done is they believe, the charges say, that they inflated their revenue by basically getting sponsorship deals with part of people in the Middle East or related companies to the owner, and therefore third-party rules like that it is against. They deny that. They deny there is any third-party rules being broken. Paying an overinflated price for something is not against the rules because it's up. I mean, if you imagine who sets how much sponsorship is worth, right?
Well, some of their charges go back to Mancini.
I know they do. And there's 100.
So
if
there's
they're
115
found guilty,
of them. They're going to get
make
guilty.
no doubt. If they're found guilty, they will get relegated. I think they will get if they could get 1,500 point deduction for one season, get relegated. Right? It doesn't matter after the first 100, does it? And then they might have to spend a year in the Championship. But they've got very clever lawyers, and it's not black and white. Same with Chelsea. Chelsea paid some figures. They've said under Abramovich not to do with them. But that's
Chelsea brought theirs to the attention. They looked through the accounts and brought it forward.
Now that they're likely to probably get a fine, I can't see them having a points deduction. So when people go, "Oh, it's not fair how Chelsea don't get,"
well, Chelsea's has got to be incoming, surely, for what's been going on recently. There's got to be something not right.
Well, yeah, but they haven't broken the rules. They haven't broken the rules as we see them. It's not black and white. But anyway, it's not a FFP podcast. It is a West Ham podcast. So let's move on to
not a coughing podcast either.
Yeah, sorry. 100 days you got to put up with this from Christmas Eve.
It feels like forever already.
I know it does. Osman is this Ghanaian player. Went to the same Right to Dream Academy as Kudus. Was bought last year by a Danish club, and I forget the Danish club's name. And we've been interested in him and thought he was going to be the next player for about 15 million. Now, a few people raised eyebrows in social media world and said, he's hardly prolific, is he? He scored 4 goals in 30 games in a shit league. I mean, how could
he... Is he a striker then?
No, he's a winger, but he's an attacking winger. So right. And I think he's got 5 assists in 30 games. And obviously he's unproven. He's a young guy, 19 years old, and they want 18 million euros for him. And few people go, well, how can this guy go straight into the Premier League? You know what David Moyes is like. You know, he's got to be one for the future. And do we need one for the future? So fast forward a few days ago, and I got told that a trusted advisor to the board had sort of said, this is a massive gamble. Something isn't quite right about this. And
yeah, he's not getting paid.
I tweeted this out. I tweeted this out on Saturday or Sunday, I can't remember now. And it got about 200 things, and a few people got in, and it blew up. And since then, it turns out that, you know, it's not just this advisor saying, you know, there's something stinks about this deal. And in today, it really is come out. And what the senior source said, I'll just quote him. Both the agent demands and those of the club were too high for a player who won't be ready for 6 to 12 months. And he was always going to be a gamble. The player is in dispute with his ex-agent as well. So it's impossible to get the deal done. So that's telling you really the deal's off. More has come out with the Danish. First of all, we only had 6 months on the contract. Then the Danish reporters close to the club said, actually, he's got a contract to 2027. And this is where it gets really interesting of what this chaos is behind the scenes. Now, the club think 18 million euros, 15 million pounds is way too much for a 19-year-old unproven. Although he has been linked with both Brentford and Brighton, got good track records, and now Spurs. So his ex-agent used to be the ex-Derby player, Powell. What's his first name? Do you know? Who played for Derby?
Oh.
No.
Anyway, Daryl Powell? Well, he was an athlete, wasn't he?
I don't know. I'd have to look it up. Anyway, he runs Paramount Sports M, and he apparently is Osman's FIFA licensed agent. But apparently, there's a Right to Dream exec who's an ex-Fulham player, King Osai Guyan, and an agent at Select Sports
called Drew,
called Backy Ovens, who apparently says, no, he's our player. So apparently, allegedly, the family had been offered incentives, new house, new car, etc. which allegedly was accepted, and there are fake papers for registration. So this is a complete mess, and we, I can sort of understand we don't want anything to do with it. It's complete chaos.
Well, we did. Why we discussed terms with them and agreed them if we didn't want anything to do with it?
Well, I don't know. You'd think that there was a way. We were talking off air. You'd think there was a way to check some of this stuff out, wouldn't you? Or say, who is the agent? Is there not a registered database of who the agent is? And I don't think there is.
Or this could be one of them nice little examples of why you just shouldn't talk about transfer business.
Well,
until it happens.
The rumour is, by the way, just to add a little bit of spice to it, the agents wanted, which agent I don't know, wants 7 million. 7 million. I mean, this reminds me of a GER where we paid an absolute fortune with an agent fee for a GER, but 7 million on a 15 million unproven player just seems crazy. Crazy.
Depends how good
I would bet he doesn't go anywhere, and I don't think he'd go to Spurs, Brighton or Brentford either. Anyway, moving on, Fornals is speaking to Real Betis. Pellegrini, he's been given permission to talk to them. They've sold a player, can't remember their name, that will give them funds of about 20 million euros. We hope to get, I don't know how much we get for Fornals. I think he's only got 18 months left. Maybe you get 15 million for him. Who knows?
Fornals.
Fornals.
I think you're going to get 15 million for him.
Somewhere between 10 and 15, I would hope. We'll see.
Have you seen what's going on with the rest of Europe and the fees and?
I get that, John, and maybe that's a bit wishful thinking.
Yeah, I think it's very wishful thinking.
Benrahma,
£7 million for the agent sounds more fucking value, if you ask me.
Benrahma's moved out of his rented home. He seems to be getting ready to pack his bags at West Ham as well. Relationships aren't good with David Moyes, and he's been hoping to find a club. Now, it's interesting. Both will be allowed to leave if the valuations are met, but they've only got till Thursday, and we're obviously on Monday. So, as it stands, I mean, Fornals seems to be a bit more closer with Real Betis. If they come up with the money, then he can go. Benrahma, we'll see. It might be a transfer deadline day deal. Aguerd looks like it's going to stay. There has been no PSG did not enter the market, and no one has made a bid of 30 million for him. And to be honest, even if they did at this late stage, I'm not sure we can find a centre back as cover at this late stage unless they've got one up their sleeves. And finally, the only one I know about is Jota. I don't know about any, and there's lots of these. There were 20 names. I don't know what they are. I know about Osman. I know about Phillips. I know about Jota. Jota is, again, a very one you look at you raise your eyebrows. He's played in the Saudi League. He's been earning £200,000 a week tax-free. And we're supposed to think that he's going to leave Saudi Arabia with 200 grand tax-free and come to West Ham. He had a good time at Celtic. But he's been playing in Saudi. I mean, who is this guy? I've heard of him, but I don't know anything about him. Do you guys?
Well, who's linked him? That's the question.
Oh, everybody. And the club have confirmed that there's interest, but he's one of 20, we're told. Probably not one of 20 now, one of 19, because it looks like Osman's out. But, and Calvin Phillips one of them, so 18.
Well, I've seen a breakdown on Twitter that saying how it's very complicated, his tax situation.
Oh yeah, his tax compensation is he doesn't pay tax at the moment, right?
But he's got to stay there till a certain time for it to be clarified that he's got to pay. Then he won't pay tax. If he comes, he's got to pay tax.
Okay.
It's just extremely complicated.
Yeah.
So I don't see that happening really. I don't think we're going to get anyone else.
No, I think there's a very good chance.
Doesn't feel like it.
No. I mean, obviously we'll be at the game on Thursday. I think that's how business is done. I'm going to be away.
There's not a lot of people, is there, buying and?
No, there's not. And
moment, to be honest,
we want to bring quality in, and I think you're right. I think that could be the business done. Whether Benrahma or Fornals goes out, neither here or there. We know Kudos is back because he's out of the African Nations Cup. We know that Bowen's now fit. We know that Paquetá is back in the country. Came back into the country earlier this week. He's supposed to be training
earlier
again
this week. It's Monday.
Sorry, over the weekend. Apologies. Yeah,
he is back though. Yeah,
he's back. His wife on social media says he's almost 100% recovered, but we're waiting.
Yeah, but she's talking about something else.
Hey.
He's back in the game.
He's back in the game.
He's back.
He's been away 2 months. All right, 16 days. He was in Madrid with the Brazilian
Vinicius Junior.
Yeah, Madrid player. Yeah. So that's about it. Little update on London Stadium.
Still there, is it?
I got a response to say that things were moving now on the comparable club clause. That I can't say too much, but action was going to be taken by the London Stadium to rectify the issue. So I'm not allowed to say any more than that. Watch this space, and hopefully I can.
That's good. It's only taken 2 years.
I know, John, but better late than never, as they say.
Well, sometimes it's better than never.
Yeah, true. Anyway, let's go. That's all we've got.
That's all we got.
We're going to do question time.
We are
going to do question time. So get ready for this.
Facebook question time.
Yes, Facebook Twitter question time, where you, the 8 or more listeners, get to ask us, the 3 presenters, some questions, and the dulcet tones of Canning Town Len will be standing in as usual when Nigel's not here, and George is not here.
Right, I'm going to read Dave Hortzig's out first because he WhatsApped it and my phone battery is very low.
Because can he not use other stuff?
I don't think he's on Facebook. He said before.
Oh, okay.
Pretty sure you were there when he said it.
Yeah, you're right.
Anywho, Sean.
Anywho.
The story that started with your tweet about the internal disagreement within the boardroom over Osman. We kind of covered this, but we like to rub your face in it again.
Yeah.
How do you think it's beneficial to anyone, literally anyone, for that to be in the public domain?
Hang on, that was the same thing that Dodsey sent. I see the setup now.
Oh, right.
I see the bit.
Oh, maybe he wants to ask. Maybe.
Oh, maybe he's asking Dave to ask instead of him.
Maybe Dodsley feels embarrassed about saying that his mental health's more important than my art career.
Right. So
maybe that's it.
What was the question again?
Well, that was one. Literally anyone. For that to be, this can't be Dodsley. I can read it. You know what his text are like.
The first answer is, look, it just doesn't happen at West Ham. The whole way, this whole transfer rumours, etc. It creates a cottage industry. The papers, the media, social media, the YouTube channels. It's all part of this big washing machine. And to be honest, right, if people didn't want it out there, they wouldn't do it. Whether it's agents, whether it's board, whether it's players. It's one big washing machine. Am I guilty? Yes, of course I am, by association. But that's, I recently watched, and I follow on Twitter Katie Hopkins, and do you know what she says? If you don't like it, don't follow me. Right?
You follow Katie? Oh, you're racist. Are you racist?
No, I'm not racist.
Oh, well, yeah.
Sometimes she does talk some sense about crossing lines. But anyway, second part of the question.
Well, Dave's just saying he has no opinion about the player, but I would think that information should not be aired in public. And if your source inside the club asks you to go public, would it be better to either gone to him or tell him it's best to stay private?
One, it didn't originally. What I wrote didn't come from the club.
No.
Although it has
but
before.
See, on that basis, does it not make you think, well, maybe I shouldn't then? Because one of your main sources, it could be someone who's disgruntled about situations.
And do you know what?
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're basically fulfilling and forwarding on their.
But it happens everywhere. If it's not me, it's someone else.
Yeah, But I don't know if you've noticed, John. The thing is, if someone's really fucking rich, he listens and then does shit for him. You notice that?
Who?
Well, Barry Siltman can't be short of a fucking few quid. That's what we're talking about. Let's not fucking beat around the bush.
Is it?
Oh, is it?
Well,
is it?
Of course it fucking is.
All right, move on. If you're not on Facebook and you can't put your question, I'm surprised we're giving this person airtime. Who is it?
It's Dave Altsig.
Never heard of him.
You vicious.
Never heard of him.
You're vicious.
I think you should ask a question for Dodsey as well.
No.
Yeah.
Right, next up, Paul Nolan. Beep beep chauffeur here. My question this week is recently I saw some transfer guff linking us with players from Korea, and I assume this is for marketing purposes.
Yeah.
This has gone quiet. Is this due to David Sullivan looking like, or even being related to Kim Jong-il?
No. I've not heard of this, and there's a lot of stories around it.
There was talk of an Outmar, wasn't there? Was it the right back or left back or something?
Yeah, right. I don't get it. I just switch off this time of year. I don't even.
Yeah, he was like, I don't know if he was Korean or not, but and there was talk about it being a Sullivan.
No.
He's always wanted someone from Asia to help with the Asian market.
No. Rubbish. I don't think he cares about the Asian market. It's more of a marketing thing that Karen or
all he cares about is the tits out market, isn't it? That's where he loves it. That's where he operates.
Saying that.
Yeah.
Well, you can't deny it. He's a pornographer, isn't he?
Well, a former pornographer.
Yeah.
Former.
Come on, Sean.
Well, do you think does he still produce titles or magazines? For him to warrant that current.
Anyway,
title?
like I was saying, if you're fucking rich, he'll just fucking stick up for you, John.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. He also adds this. We're still on one moment. We're still on Paul Nolan. How many points in February? And who we're saying in the Europa League draw? Read through your work, Paul, next time.
I can't see. Oh yeah, just say how many points in February and who you're saying for the draw.
Yeah.
Can we pick Liverpool? I think we can.
No, not yet. Not in this round, I don't think. But I'm not an expert.
Right, let's say how many points in February. How many games we got in February first?
Well, we got Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Got Arsenal. Oh, sorry, we got Bournemouth. We've got Man United. We've got Arsenal. We got Forest again away. Oh. We got Brentford.
That's it.
Yeah, 6 out of 5.
6.
So the maximum of 15.
6.
6 points.
6 points.
6 and 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with 6 points.
I think we might get something at Old Trafford.
Didn't say we wouldn't. We're just asking how many points.
So Bournemouth then, would you? What you worried about that? Are you Bournemouth? Should be.
I think we'll win. I think that will be one of our 2 wins.
We win at Bournemouth, lose at Man United, lose against Arsenal.
Oh, all right.
And beat Forest. And then lose against Brentford, because we always lose against Brentford, don't we?
Currently.
Yeah. Well, we might be a completely different animal. If Phillips comes up and gets it into his groove, and sort of Souček gets pushed to one side, and it's sort of
you're
Phillips
fucking
and
dreaming, you
James Ward-Prowse and Alvarez
you're
and
dreaming.
Kudus and Paquetá and Bowen. That's scary for anyone. So yeah, we might be
should I move
good.
on?
So teams, yeah.
Teams.
Well, what teams have we got left in the Europa League?
Was that who do we want? Or
who will we
Don't
draw?
you fancy looking it up?
Well, I'm trying to look it up. I think Roma's still in there, are they? AC Milan.
Liverpool. Brighton.
I'm just having a look. Champions League. That's Champions League. We've got Europa League. Right. So we've got Rangers, Villarreal, Slava Prague, Bayer Leverkusen, Brighton. We can't play Brighton.
There must be there's probably like some teams
Marseille,
that we can't
Roma,
face.
Sparta Prague, Lisbon, Toulouse. They were seeded in the playoffs. I don't know. Have the playoffs happened yet?
No,
Don't know,
15th
don't
of
think
Feb,
so.
isn't it?
And then you've got Benfica, Galatasaray, Milan, Young Boys. So I mean, so who do I
I don't
like?
see Rangers. Where'd you get Rangers from?
Rangers, group winners. Group winners in the last 16. Rangers.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Atalanta, Bayer
that this-
Leverkusen.
Is that this
Brighton.
year?
Yeah. Liverpool, Rangers, Villarreal, Slava Prague, and West Ham were the group winners of Europa League. This was published in December.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, they're straight through.
Yeah, straight
okay.
through. So I mean,
I'm with you.
I think Glasgow Rangers would be good. I assume we can't play Brighton or Liverpool at this stage.
Can I move on? Because you're just
go on.
fucking waffling, Sean.
Go on then.
Fuck me. Next up, Ted Sexton. Good evening, one and all. Long period of not playing is nearing to its end, thankfully. Will you say that, Ted? Can Sean give an insider's review of our non-progress transfer possibilities?
Ted. We already have.
I didn't even listen to it, Ted. You
Yeah,
could
well,
say
go
it again
back.
as far as I didn't even bother listening.
Unlikely to sign anyone else, I think, and we could see one or two still leave.
World-class team, world-class stadium. Anyway, AI Sean's next.
Champions League football.
God.
Yeah. I see no reason why we can't play Champions League football within the next 4 years, said David Gold in 2012.
God bless the liar.
Who else has enjoyed having a week off from Moiseball? Me. I did.
Yes, it's been nice.
Also nice to see 6'2" has returned to its roots. Has it? I don't know what it means.
Don't know.
Questions. How many names left on the senior sources list of 20 names?
We said up to 18. If Osman's off and Phillips is off, then and we know Jota, then the 17 for 17 we don't know. Maybe.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Right. So you went off with that, coughed your fucking arsehole up,
I know.
and you said you don't know.
Yeah.
Right. Question 2. Has Len cost Brady any more money this week? Unfortunately not. I'd like to be a weekly occurrence, but not. 3. Would it be a disappointing window if Tim isn't pictured on a private jet with a new signing?
No.
Brady out, Sullivan out.
Brady
it
out.
would be.
Sullivan out.
Would he?
I would like to see the picture of Tim in the private jet.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
It's kind
Couldn't
of
he
like
have
a
done
new
it on
tradition.
the train? Hang on, there was a train. Oh no, it was a jet that brought Phillips from Manchester to London. Couldn't he have been there on the train or the jet going, hey?
He flew down, did he?
He flew down.
I remember that when the Premier League, Green Weekend, that he flew down from Manchester
There you go.
on his own. Could have took the train. Next up, Lewis
Anywho.
Allen. Evening, gents. May not be a question, but can you give an answer to without some thought? If you had to pick a West Ham dream team, any player from 1984 to present day, what would your 11 be? Also, manager and no Nigel. You can't have Sam. I know how much you love him. Be lucky, lads. Brady out.
Brady out.
So from 1984, what would your 11 be? In goal.
I can't pick my
Big
11.
Phil. Big Phil in goal, yeah?
Yeah,
I'll
Phil
take
goal.
Liverpool.
I'll tell you what. I'll say it, and then you two can
Yeah.
broadcast mine. So Big Phil in goal. Left back. I'd like to say Julian Diggs.
Yeah, of course.
It's got to be Dixie, yeah.
Right back. I'm going to stick to Ray.
Of course you're going
Yeah,
to
I
talk with
agree.
Ray. Yeah, we agree with that.
Of course I would. Centre halves.
Can't have.
Declan.
I was going to say you can't have the
Oh,
old
no.
ones.
Can't have Declan as centre half.
No, you can't have Declan as centre half. I agree.
Rio.
I don't know.
Wouldn't you go Rio?
I'm thinking
Do
maybe.
you like?
I think
A lot
Rio.
of people hate Rio, don't
I know
they?
they do. But
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll pick a couple each then, and then about Alvin. Not putting him in.
Was he there in 1984? He was.
I
Wasn't he? Yeah.
definitely was, Sean.
Yeah. Alvin
He had
Martin,
2
yeah.
testimonials. So that's
Yeah,
Well,
what
then
yeah.
let's have Alvin and
Ring
Rio. What are we doing? 4-4-2.
All right, we'll have Alvin and Rio
Yeah.
then.
Yeah. Go on then.
What about where are we putting Bill? You see, this is why I don't mind having Declan in. You know,
because Bill was still around in '84.
yeah.
All right.
Well, you
I'm
gotta have
okay.
him.
I'm okay to give up my vote on Rio, to be honest.
All right then.
What's he going to
Bill
stick
there,
Declan into defence?
Yeah, of course.
And then Bill in midfield, yeah.
Yeah, Brooking.
So 84. Depends what time in 84. Can we include Trev? Let's not include Trev for now.
Okay.
We're
We're having Rice, though, aren't we?
All right, we'll put Rice in there then, and then Bill in the back, and then you still got the same. You still need one central midfielder. Who you having?
It's Thomas Souček, gotta be.
It's a good judge. You know what? I think fucking that'll learn you, won't it?
Aye. Dear, oh dear. Yeah. What do you want then, Len? Go on.
I'm frightened that I've forgotten someone. To be honest, the centre midfield. We're gonna take Trevor out. We have
Bishop.
a think.
Go on.
I was thinking Bish, but probably not really. Maybe that's a bit rose colour tinted. On the left hand side, we've got to have
How about
Dev.
Scott Parker?
I was thinking Parker, but I kind of
Why?
may have forgotten someone. I mean, would you put Parker right behind fucking Trev?
Yeah, but we're not worrying how this team would work. We're just sort of giving names, aren't we?
No, I mean sort of in the hierarchy, not as in the formation thing. Okay, we'll have Dev on the left, on the right. Who do you want? Who do you want on the right?
What, in midfield?
Yeah.
Right side.
Who was which side did Payet play?
He played on the left.
All right, we know what the left is in.
No, Dev's on the left.
Devishes there.
Oh, controversial.
Can't we put Payet out?
Yeah,
on the right,
is that
out on the
really
right?
that controversial? Any player from 1985 and
Well,
Dev's
you
got
just
the left.
favouritism, right? You've just got rose-tinted glasses.
Yeah, favouritism for a fucking good reason. The bloke was fucking world class. Who's on the right then?
Antonio.
No.
Fuck it. Right, I'm not even going up. I'm not having any more of this question. Right, I'm moving on. to Robert Jesse. Jota R. Osman. Jota every time for me. Also need the centre half this winter. Not really a question, Rob, but you know, nice to
I
hear
don't
your
think
point
the
of view.
centre half's going to happen, and I don't think Jota's going to happen either.
Could anything happen that isn't on the cards at the minute, being it's Monday?
Right. So
Is there
senior
something?
source-
Is there
senior
movement
source
that can happen?
says, never say never. All I can say is it's quiet as anything, and I've talked to all my sources today, and everyone's going, yeah, it's eerily quiet. Now,
Yeah.
I know people go, oh, you can put something together in the last 4 hours, but you know, it's got to be a domino effect. You've got to
Exactly.
move someone on, bring someone in. I know Kara's left, but I give a less than 10% chance that we will do something we don't know about on transfer deadline day.
Joy.
Not that you all care, then.
No, I don't. But no. Next up, Jake Daniel. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd like when people talk about these transfer rumours, when I catch them on the YouTube vid or something you say or whatever, it's appealing that it sounds like we are replacing players that aren't good enough with players that are more promising. But I don't expect. I think we still have these fucking players that I don't want to see.
Well, yeah, I just think
after
all of it could be quite interesting, and the fact if we only get a lone player in, I just wonder what that actually means in the scheme of things going forward.
Well, it
with
means
the Moyes
they've given Moyes his
situation.
player,
Well,
yeah.
He is a Moyes choice,
be
but we've
judged
got him
on
in
it.
on loan, and you know, because when you look at it, or the way I sort of look at it objectively, you look at the way Moyes has acted in the transfer windows, where obviously people like Ben Rama, I don't think Moyes wanted him at all. He was a Sullivan pick. Because when we are looking at Eze as well, didn't Moyes want him, but we ended up with Ben Rama. And I just think all of this time now, Moyes has basically not wanted him and has not utilised him in any way. And he has this thing, if it's not my choice of a player, you don't get a look in. And I think Kira could have been one of those as well. I think these sort of players, hopefully now we're getting a structure in place where if he's in agreement with everything goes forward, and he doesn't sort of do this again. I just sort of think he just shuns these players that aren't his picks. So I do wonder what if we'd have got 2 or 3 players in this transfer window, I would have thought 100% Moyes is staying in the summer.
Really?
Well, we're talking about that. We've got a question on that. So we're
Have we?
Yeah.
I've got Jake Daniel up next.
Okay.
I know his brother Jack.
Yeah.
Evening, gents. How much money do you think it would take to make the London Stadium an enjoyable football ground? Fucking loads, Jake.
It's a very subjective
About
question.
500 to 600 million,
Go
I
on,
thought,
Sean.
so I'd have to knock it down.
And rebuild
Well,
it.
I mean, as you say, if gaps are your problem, then you've got to pretty much knock it down and start it again. You could fill in those gaps with bars and stuff, which they've done. It depends what the issue is. I've always said if you win every game at the London Stadium, it doesn't matter about the London Stadium. So,
Well, that ain't going to happen, is it?
Well, he asks, how much money do you think it would take to make the?
And you're saying,
hang on, let
Go
me
on.
finish.
all
How
right,
much money
go
would
on,
it
and then
take-
I'll point out how much of a fucking hypocrite you are.
Yeah,
Go on.
How much would it take to make a London Stadium enjoyable football ground? I would say if you spent probably, I don't know, £1 billion on players, right? And you
What
won
done
every
for
game.
FFP,
but-
and
Yeah,
you'd
you're
get
all
thrown
right.
out of the
Just
league.
hear me out. Then you could make it a more enjoyable ground. This
Yeah.
is my point. I'm saying.
No, yeah, it was a bad one because
Why?
John fucking got there before I did.
Go on.
Fuck's sake. Look,
FFP.
well, this is the point,
Well,
isn't it?
you
He's
do a
asking
Man
about
City
stadium.
and get your new owners to invest in sponsorship. You sell.
All you got to do is look at Newcastle.
You take the London
their
Stadium. You sell the London Stadium sponsorship rights for £1 billion a year, and through a offshore account trust, and use that money as revenue to buy £1 billion of players and do
Similar
it.
thing to what
Yeah.
City had done by the
Oh,
sounds.
maybe they get away with it. Let's see.
Right, I'm not going to answer.
All right.
Right, I'm moving on. I know yous will probably say however much money it costs to tear down and build a new stadium. You're right, we did say that.
Yeah.
But let's
Exactly what
take
I
that
said.
off the table. If Nigel was on the podcast, he isn't. Do you ever think about changing the locks nightly to the London Stadium in 2016 in a form of protest? Brady out.
Change a bloody lot of locks, wouldn't he?
They leave it unlocked quite often, don't they?
I don't know how many. And here's a question for everyone: how many doors are there?
I don't care.
Me neither.
And I wonder how many locks there are, because some of them only open from the inside. It's a really interesting question. How many locks?
It's
are there in
not.
London Stadium?
Honest.
How many
Honestly,
doors and how many locks are there? Write in if you
Fucking
know the
hell.
answer.
Why don't you know the answer?
I don't know. It's never come up.
Should we read?
I could
should-
put a freedom information to ask how many doors and how many.
it'd be nice
locks
to
there
have
are
a
in the
stadium
London
where the concourse was inside, wouldn't it? That'd be nice.
Anyway. Anywho.
Dodds is up next.
Oh.
Mr. Fucking pull out the mental health card. Even though, what is the latest on David Moyes' contract? Hopefully he's getting fucking fired.
Well, I mean, I still hear that this after the end of the transfer window, they're going to sit down.
They're
Sullivan
talking
and
in
Moyes.
January.
As
It's
you
fucking
know-
it's February Thursday.
Yeah, I know.
Silly bollocks.
End of
Make your
January,
mind
so it
up
could
and
be
give him a straight answer.
So my
Back him
understanding
or
is
get
still
rid of
going to
him.
sit down. They're going to still see whichever wants. As Kenny said, his brother, he wants to stay. They wanted him to stay. Nothing has changed. So if you think that's changed, it hasn't. But
It
look,
fucking has, because you said January.
end of January, I said. It's
That's
not the end
fucking.
of-
That's Wednesday.
And
That's the day after
today's
tomorrow.
Monday. They could have sat down. Do you know what? The last time we asked the senior source, do you know what they said?
Fuck off, Sean.
No. It's confidential. In other words, the reason it's confidential is maybe talks have already started, but they don't want to give a running commentary because he's not rent-a-mouth.
Who isn't?
Whoever the senior source is.
Is he not?
No.
No, not fucking. You don't have to pay him anything.
It's. Oh dear.
Go on, move on.
Has Nigel has relaunched 6'2"? Relaunched? It's got funny. Relaunched it.
Has it been? Well, I don't know what's gone on there. A lot of talk of it. What's happening?
Don't know. I ain't got a clue.
Okay.
Not my
Sean?
tale. Not my tale.
Well, that's what it says. Does this now mean
I've
Sean
been thrown out.
has got a lot of time in his
I'm a free
hands?
agent.
Spare time in his hands. What
Uh,
you can? Any news, Sean? What are you going to do? Whose door are you going to darken?
My understanding is Nigel has published, I think, his long-running 4,000
No, you.
word article.
What are you going to do?
I'm enjoying my freedom at the moment. I'm publishing stuff on Twitter because it hasn't got word
I'm
limit
upsetting people by the
and
sound of it.
upsetting people. But I'm not writing for anyone really. I'm a freelancer. I'm a free spirit. I've had lots of offers in this transfer window. I've been asked a number of times, writing, podcasting, YouTubing, and I'm enjoying the freedom. So I am a free agent, and I'm
no one
enjoying
wants you.
I'm enjoying my apart from my regular spot on Talk TV. I'm not available.
What about Saggers? That's regular.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Sackers.
Oh, is that Talk TV?
Yeah.
Right. Who do you all believe?
It's a bit like this, like 8 listeners or 8 viewers.
Who do you believe Moyes would drop to fit Phillips in the first team? I believe he'll move Alvarez to the back and he'll keep Souček. And I believe it'll make us all miserable.
Yeah, well,
What about anyone else?
If you believe the Sunday people were Nick, who rang me up earlier, then Edson Alvarez will be dropped. I don't believe that.
I
You don't
can't
believe
drop
it?
Alvarez. He
Well,
can't
that's
just
He
what
drop
Sunday
fucking
people
can.
did and said, and we'll see, won't we?
We will.
Look, what I mean, he's got to understand that the Souček Ward-Prowse double doesn't work. It's just
Doesn't want to admit it.
it just doesn't work.
That's why Moyes out.
Surely, if you've got Phillips coming in, if you had Alvarez and Phillips sat in front of a back four, like pivoting, one can go, one can stay, and then
It sounds beautiful.
you could just transform that team
You
just
could,
by
couldn't you?
one.
Yeah. Or maybe just playing one defensive midfielder. Imagine that. Oh, it'd be like porn, wouldn't it? Rather than play fucking 6 or 7 of them.
But I mean, not both of those players have got an attacking ability about them, haven't they? I mean, we've seen Alvarez, we've seen him some of his through balls and his assists, and he's got it about him as well. Phillips, I watched a really interesting thing, a 4-4-2 thing on YouTube about why West Ham fans should be really excited about Phillips joining the team. It's worth a look if you can find it.
Yeah. Don't do YouTube, but yeah, if you send
I
it
would
to
look
me,
at it. It's good. It also says that why it works and how West Ham are like not very attacking and very negative team, but that Phillips will help with that.
Cool. Is that Dodsey done, or has he got one more?
He only just saying, as Brady sorted out the price of beer and food at the London Stadium.
It's on its way.
If no, Brady out. If yes, Brady out.
Out. Brady out.
I'm not out. I'm out. Anyway.
Next up, one of my mates, Grant Croxford.
Grant Croxford.
The Boychester Hammer.
Yeah.
Evening, chaps. If you could appear in a TV show, which one and why? Brady out, Sullivan out.
I would like to be in the young ones.
Who would you be?
Neil.
But lentil goulash, man. Oh, that's really heavy. What a bummer.
Yeah, something like that.
How about you, then?
I'm trying to think. I'm a big TV fan.
How about Ted Lasso? Would you like to be Ted Lasso?
I knew you were going there. Absolutely knew you were going
Is
there.
that you, Sean? Is that
No.
what you'd like to
Do you know
be?
what? One of my favourite programs on Apple TV at the moment is Slow Horses. I love the character Jackson Lamb, who's Gary Oldman. I'll be Jackson Lamb.
What a,
He just doesn't give a shit about anything. I just love him.
is that the one that Drew Peacock's on?
What do you mean? No, I don't think so. Have you watched
Next
Slow
up.
Horses? Have you watched Slow Horses?
No.
No.
You haven't answered your question. You answer your
I
bloody
don't
question.
know, Sean. I don't know.
Well, if you were clever, you would
Well,
say, like,
okay.
I don't know,
All right then.
Kevin Wisnick and Teen or
I'd
something.
like to appear on.
Oh, Tony Hart. What was the program called?
This is it. I don't know how to fucking say that. I could say Ralph's Cartoon Time or something like that.
What did Tony
Can you
Hart
tell
used
what
to
it
do?
is yet?
Yeah.
What did Tony Hart used to do?
Morph.
I'd like to fucking think.
No,
to
no.
be
What was
honest.
the TV program though?
Take Heart.
Take Heart.
Or
that's it.
there was.
Vision-
I think
Vision
it
On.
was
Was it
Vision
Vision
On first of all.
There you go.
That
There you
was
go.
Tony Hart, wasn't it? In Vision On.
Yeah, I think so.
I think
Bless him.
so.
Is he dead now?
Yeah, he died about 5 years ago.
Oh, right. Okay. Dead.
Jack Mitchell, hey up lads, Northern Billy Mitchell here. I know this ain't never going to happen, but hypothetically, would you rather stay in London Stadium, the shithole athletic stadium that is, or move to an old school 60-seater, proper football ground with fans on the touchline, but this ground and the club relocated to Essex? Brady out, Moyes out. So what would you do? Would you
Moyes
rather
out,
have a
Brady
proper football club in Essex, which really...
I thought we had this question last week.
Where's Essex start?
Well, really, kind of where Upton Park was, really.
Is that Essex?
Depends what you want to call Essex. Out of London Essex or
Um,
London County Council?
To be honest
Essex?
with you, I'll be happy. If they moved it,
can't we move it to Surrey?
if they moved us
No.
not too far from its original location, I'd
Yes,
I'd
that's
move
out.
all day long. Just a proper football stadium would be nice in a place
Yeah.
that isn't surrounded by like shiny shopping centres and shiny.
Sorry, who was
shiny.
this one from?
Jack Mitchell.
Oh, I can't see him on my list. Okay. Don't want to move it to
You
Essex.
don't fancy giving an answer? You don't want to go to Essex?
I don't want to go to Essex.
Right. No, I know that. That's why he's saying it.
Yeah.
That's why it's,
Wrong way, isn't it? I mean, London is where it's got to be.
Why, 'cause it says it on the badge.
Yeah, it's a London team.
It's
All
on
your
the
fans
badge.
will
if we're
say
gonna
it's an
move-
Essex team.
If anything, it should move south of the river.
I mean,
That'd be
the
fucking
badge,
stupid.
the badge is part of our history. It'll never change.
Yeah, that's right.
Go on.
You want to move on?
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Jack. We're having a good go at a podcast. Next up, Dave Jones. Evening all. If you could sit down for afternoon tea with any West Ham manager and ask them one question, which manager would you choose? And what would you ask? Brady
Good
out.
question, actually.
Brady out.
Answering him.
It would certainly be John Lyle. Never got to meet John Lyle. He's dead, so obviously a lot of the other ones you could sit down with. What would I ask him, though? What would I ask him? Okay, are you John Lyle? No, that would be the obvious one. Go, yeah, I am. I don't know. How long did John Lyle... What was his secret of his longevity at West Ham? I don't know. It would be a boring question. Because
Yeah, it
the
would be
problem
if you
with...
asked
Everybody's asked a million questions. We know so much about these West Ham managers. Would have to be, something
don't.
obscure like, what's your favourite position in bed or something? Because it's probably a
What?
question he's never been asked.
Shocking.
No, but I'm just saying as an example, a question he's never been
dear.
asked before.
Lord.
There's loads.
I'd speak to Pardew and ask him what he said to Scaloni after the
Oh,
cup final.
yeah, nice one. Yeah,
Yeah, see? It's a good answer there. John, well
Yeah,
done,
well
mate.
yeah. Well,
Thank you, mate.
I'll probably go with Kerbishley, and because it will turn into a piss up.
yeah, but it's your mate anyway. You sit down.
Well,
with
that's
him
the
all
idea,
time.
isn't it?
Oh, for
You know what I'm
Christ's
like.
sake.
I like going around people I know.
Who was the one who killed himself by drinking?
What, a football manager?
Yeah,
West Ham football manager?
yeah.
Dunno.
Wasn't it Sid Barrett?
Not Sid Barrett. He was in
Barrett,
Pink
who's
Floyd.
in Pink Floyd.
Sid King.
Yeah, it does ring a bell. I've fucking
Sid
pissed
Barrett.
myself at you.
Died.
Fucking hell, Sean.
I
It
know.
was Drew Peacock.
Sid King was only 59 years old when he died. And didn't he drink like acid or something?
No, that was definitely fucking Sid Barrett.
Oh, was it?
Fucking hell, Sean.
No. Honestly, I'm sure he died in. Hang on. Yeah, he committed suicide. There, look. He committed suicide with a month for being sacked by West Ham. He committed suicide by drinking alcohol mixed with acid. True story.
Not
right?
battery acid.
Yeah.
No, not LSD.
No. Acid. Corrosive acid, and he killed himself. So there you go. I would like to talk to Sid King and ask him, what was it like drinking acid?
Yeah. Next up, Ryan Doyle. Now, Ryan always fucking saves us, doesn't he? Right.
Does he, though?
Fucking yeah. I'd have been on a podcast over you in a flash.
Well,
Even though anyone else looking forward to seeing our Moyes will shoehorn Souček in the starting lineup. What a start. You see?
I'm looking forward to Monday, yeah. Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
He's looking forward to a game of football soon, is Sean?
Yeah.
One of these days.
With Phillips being paid 130k a week, there is no way he doesn't start. I can see him moving Alvarez to centre half, so can I, Ryan, which to me would be ridiculous after his recent dominated performances and one against our old boy Rice. You see, that's what I said last week. What do you believe will happen? Exactly that, Ryan, if you ask me. And what do you hope will happen? Come on, you two.
Dropped.
Try and give us an answer.
Souček dropped to the bench. And
I sort of said it earlier, didn't I? I'd like to see Alvarez and Phillips play in front of
You really think Souček could be dropped?
Oh, yeah, I'd like to think so.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but that's the second part. What would you like to see happen? You'd like to think so.
I want to believe that, and we want to hope as well. It's
right.
easy.
What do you think is going to happen?
I think Souček will be dropped.
I think he might drop Alvarez.
Don't say that.
And start Phillips.
There you go.
I don't know. Or he might even drop James Ward-Prowse and play him up there with Souček.
Might give him a break.
Oh, God.
Might give him a break. Right, next up, Robert Jesse. Jota or Osman? Jota every time for me. Also needs centre half this window. I've asked that one.
No, you haven't. Oh. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Jota or Osman. I mean, neither. John, do you know either player?
I not greatly. I know of Jota because he plays at Celtic, but Osman, no, I don't think I know nothing about him.
All right.
So,
sorry, Robert.
Next up, Michael Mack. Return of the Mack. Even all, could Sean explain why West Ham are dealing with the wrong agent for the Osman transfer?
We talked about that.
Radio. No, but you didn't say why.
Well, do you know what? I think
whose fuck up was it, Sean?
I understand. Well,
right.
It's not
right.
Sullivan's.
Here we go. Yeah, here we go. We knew you were going now.
It's Timmy Boy doing the.
Yeah. I thought you might go here.
So I don't know. I mean, there is no central register of who's agent, and sometimes you just have to work out. This is why there's so many intermediaries, right? Oh, he knows Danish football, and he knows Ghana, and you talk to these intermediaries to make the right introductions. I promise you, literally, it's all done. It's very antiquated. The whole transfer thing is done on text messages and emails. Used to be faxes, where you got his number, I'll call him, and it's very informal. So that's how mistakes like this happen, because there is no trading platform as such. Most people do it the old-fashioned way. So that's how mistakes happen. I don't think it's Tim's fault. I'm not throwing him under the bus.
But you're certainly not Mr. Sullivan's fault.
Of course it's not.
Next up, Daryl Ollie. Evening, all. Hope you're all well. As can be, Daryl. Menji from Luton would be my ideal replacement if Aguerd wants to leave. Who would you choose? He sounds like he knows what he's talking about, this old Daryl.
Mengi, is he a homegrown player, though? I don't know enough about Mengi. Do you? Anyone?
Never heard of him. Don't know if he's homegrown. Why was that important? Do you want a homegrown
Well, we
player?
need some homegrowns. Let's have a look. He was born in Manchester. And he is 21 years of age. Started at Manchester United at the age of 7. Was loaned to Derby and Birmingham City. Joined Luton Town in August. And yeah, so he's the kind of player we do want. Yeah, he's under England under 15, under 16, under 17, under 18, and now England under 20. And played 15 games and 1 goal for Luton. So he might be just the kind of player, homegrown player we want, but I don't know enough about him.
Maybe you should put a word in and get Darryl the job as a scout then.
Yeah, maybe.
Which is better than any of your mates, isn't he?
Yeah.
Next up, Devine Duke Senior. Yeehaw! Howdy, gents.
Ooh.
General question here.
Jesus,
What is-
my ears.
Sorry. What's the one West Ham souvenir or maybe kit item that you have had the longest? Thanks, y'all.
Do you know what? I've still got a scarf from the 1980 FA Cup final that my dad wore around his neck, and that was sort of memento of that FA Cup final. And I hope in my lifetime I can. I did take it to the FA Cup final in 2006 as a good
Right.
luck charm. Didn't fucking work.
No, it didn't.
Steve
Did
and
it?
Gerard. I hope I can take it to another FA Cup final in my lifetime that we win. But that's my probably oldest West Ham memorabilia. So white, and you know the white scarves with
Yeah.
that was all the rage in the 1980s. How about you?
But-
Then?
Well, I think a lot of mine's been that
Thrown
was
away.
at home have been thrown away. The oldest one I've got, the oldest kit I've got, I still got my 1988 kit, the old scoreline one that no one really wants. That was a youth size, kind
Yeah,
of.
I've still got a lot of kits, including the Avro one.
Avco, you
Avco,
fucking
yeah,
bellend.
Avco. And I used to hang them up. Do you remember the old Den, John?
Yeah.
Do you remember I pinned them up?
Yeah.
All my old shirts, and I've kept them in a black plastic bag, which I've still got in the loft. But apparently, I sent a few to Nigel. A few of them are worth quite a bit of money now. John, you must have some memorabilia.
Mine's got an Avco on it, but it's a scoreline.
What you got, John?
I haven't got any real memorabilia. Only stuff I got from when we left the ground. But I haven't got like old kits and things. I was never really buying.
No,
kits.
you never were you?
No, I've got the oldest thing I've got, and I've got an old sweatshirt I bought from the club shop at about 2000 that I knock around the house in. I've still got it.
Nice.
I'm wrong there because I've got a shirt that my dad bought from Bobby Moore Sports in '72, like the year I was born. So I suppose that's it. But it's not a real kind of West Ham shirt. It's just a Claret Blue one, like schoolboy sides kit.
Cool.
I don't think I'll get that one anymore. Right, let's
Got
see.
one left.
Uh,
Fenner's Fenton, haven't we?
We've got Fennis Fenton, but we've got David Baker there
Oh,
as
right.
well.
Oh, David Baker as well.
Fennis Fenton, evening guys. Do we think Tommy Sue will be benched? I can't see it, nor can we, Fennis.
No.
Would Alvarez dropping back into our depleted centre-backs help? Not really. Or whack Big Tom up top? That sounds dreadful too. I know Moisey loves a CDM. He can play them anywhere. I hope we keep BJ because he has looked good when he's come on lately. Means Boris Johnson, Sean. Yeah, I think he's looked good. I think he's staying.
Yeah,
and I
he's
think he
staying.
looks good.
I don't know.
Brady
what he's
out.
gonna do. Brady out. You know,
Sounds a bit worried, does our Fennis.
we will wait and see. We can only wait and see, can't we? Has Alvarez ever has he got much history of playing in defence? Was he a defender originally, or all this sort of stuff? Does anyone know? Could he be dropped back if
don't know.
needed?
It doesn't matter if he can. Moyes does what he likes. He likes shifting around players' positions. And am I imagining things? This is his first season, right?
Yeah, it's
Alvarez?
yeah.
And
I
he's
think
like,
he can play centre back.
I mean, you generally CDMs are players that can play either centre back and midfield, and they find some comfort there. But I think he's done it so well, that role. So why would you?
Yeah,
By the way, I think
I think he's been a good signing. I think he's done
Very
well.
good.
I think BJ's not Boris Johnson, but
Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that, Sean.
Oh, you knew. You were you were
it's-
jesting. It was a jibe.
Because last week, if you remember,
No.
no, you don't remember last week
Yeah.
when you
No.
misnamed Ben Johnson? Never.
Oh no, someone else did. Glenn Johnson.
Glenn Johnson. That's
Someone
right.
said Glenn Johnson. I was only reading the questions. There.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's
let's
right.
move on to
Yeah,
David.
you was only reading the question.
I've got to pack
Drew Peacock.
my business trip away. I'm
I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
very sorry, Sean. I'm sorry about this. I'll do my best, Governor. Right, next up. Is David Baker. Hi all, question for all, but I'm sure Sean will have a view. You bet he will, Dave. Best food option at the London Stadium. Worst value food at the London Stadium. Maybe a few options for the latter.
Ooh.
Come on, you irons.
Oh,
Best food at London Stadium, Sean. You've eaten it all.
Do you know what? I really like the pie and mash, but for me, the salt beef bagel. Well, actually, it wasn't a bagel; it was more in a bun. Was really special, and I'm really my son and myself really like that salt beef bun that they did up to recently, and they've replaced it with my son really likes the lamb kebab, which I know John had recently. I don't get that. There's a load of like shit over it with
It looks like cheese sauce or
cheese
something.
sauce. It does.
Is it
yeah.
cheese sauce?
I don't know. I
don't think it was. No, I don't think it was cheese.
Um,
It's all right. That was all right.
Yeah.
That's probably the best thing I've had in there. I haven't had pie and mash. One of the worst things is I tried to get a hot dog the other week, and I didn't want mustard with it, and they wouldn't give me one without mustard. We can't do that. So really?
I think their burgers are really rank. I mean, they charge you like £9.50 for a burger, and it's usually very dried up. Got a bit of like processed cheese on it, and it's just I'm pretty fussy on my burgers. I think their burgers are absolute pants. Their pies are all right, Pies are pie.
I think the pies were all right, yeah.
Yeah, the pies were all right. I think I'd say the burgers, from what I've seen, are pretty shit.
Let's do so much now. Pretzels, popcorn.
You've tried a lot, haven't you, Sean?
Yeah. Not anymore. My body's a temple.
You used
Five-
to pick 'em-
Five
you've done a
kilos
mix,
down.
haven't
11 pound down. I'm
You've got to be down to 30 stone, haven't you?
I'm a shadow of my former self. Then
Told you before, your shadow weighs 10 stone.
well, you'll see me in person.
Yeah, I may not recognise you, Sean.
I go, who's that bloke?
You be careful of them drones.
Yeah, I know. Anyway,
That's question time done.
Excellent.
Disappointing, wasn't it?
yeah, no. Do you know what? We said it was going to be a long one tonight, and we've been going for an hour and 15 minutes. So
Yeah, and he's been fucking awful, let's be honest.
no, he hasn't. Our listeners,
Well, it's been
giving our
mainly just
listeners-
listening to you, Sean.
It's giving our listeners what they want. And
How was it?
I'm not sure about that.
Did we do predictions for Bournemouth last year? That's last week.
Last year.
Last week.
You
Feels
are
that way,
quality, you.
Last year is only
I'll
about
tell
30
you
days
what.
ago.
Lineker must be fucking shaking in his boots. Last year.
It's been a hard week.
I think I can't even. I don't think we did.
Go on then. Len.
I think we're winning actually.
Good. How many?
1-0.
John?
I think we'll win 2-1.
Yeah. And I think, as Len's gone 1-0, I think we'll win. You said 2-1, John, yeah?
I did.
I'll go 2-0 then.
There you go.
There you go. We will.
We're going to finish as we started.
We will find out who was right very soon.
On the
we don't have to wait
Souček
till
thing.
Thursday. Who we
What about
signed? We'll be back
Phillips?
on Monday. I've been Sean. John's been.
Oh yeah, looking forward to seeing where Phillips drops in.
And Len has been.
Looking forward to seeing if Souček is dropped.
Come on, you Irons.
Bobby Moore. More than just a podcast. Bobby Moore. More than just a podcast.